circled the block 6 times looking for a place to park. How is it you found a spot right in front?
Lucky for me. Besides, who'd think you want to park alongside animal rights activists?
Yeah, well, a few fanatics soaking their cans in the rain doesn't bother me.
These people are passionate for their cause. They've been out there 4 days now getting signatures for a petition.
Yeah. Just because I implanted the Craig 9000 in a sheep, the fact is, no one cares for Flash more than I do.
Well, what's the status of the artificial heart program now that the first human recipients died?
I haven't decided.
Sure you're feeling better? I mean, after throwing up this morning, maybe you have a fever.
No, I'm fine. 98.6.
Oh, it's good to have you back again. Just the same. Maybe you should have stayed home.
Well, the hospital's the only place we get to see each other anymore.
Won't be long before that changes. What with the artificial heart program dead in the water? Oh, which reminds me, Mr. Spooner's being buried at sea. Yeah, I'll soon have my lousy old hours back.
Oh, I need another swig of Pepto.
Oh, boy. Well, I wish I could make this flu bug fly.
Me too. Oh, let's hurry.
Nurse Redding, hold that Otis. Excuse, know it's close. Right, a little tenderness.
Oh, God.
You people act like you've never seen a woman vomit before. Come here, honey. Ow, careful.
BP's 80/60, pulse 180, possible internal bleeding and C-spine injury.
Crate cross-match, 6 units and a portable x-ray. Sorry about your father, man.
What happened here?
Taking his morning walk.
Sports car. Speeding down Franklin Street. Just hopped the curb.
There's the hot rodder.
I can take care of this. Got a bullet wound to the chest. Respiration 30, BP's 100/50. Pulse 140. One line running with ringers wide open.
Okay, crate and cross-match 6 units. Get a second line going.
Jump in. Give Wayne a hand.
What do you have? Good shot, bad driver. Chest tube and a thoracotomy tray.
You guys handle things okay?
Gee, Jack, we'll do our best. What's with Boomer?
Oh, you mean Dr. Logan?
The pictures in the newspaper. That's how I know you.
An ad campaign's really gone to Morrison's head. Really believes he's the invincible Dr. Logan.
Now that you're taking care of me, I feel better already.
Well, you're gonna be fine.
No, medic alert tag. Oh, it only says heart problems.
Check his wallet for more info.
Always looking for the easy answers, eh, Jack? Well, trust me, after 3 years in the ER, it never works that way. Atrial fibrillation, anticoagulation, digoxin, and Coumadin. That's right, folks. He is Dr. Logan, I know.
It's me.
How come you're using that door?
When I pass through your outer office, your secretary makes me feel like Hester Prynne. Since we didn't have time for breakfast at your place this morning, I brought us something from the cafeteria. Something wrong?
Trademark infringement case. If the lawyers had just taken a stand instead of rolling over.
Splash of cream, right?
Now we've got a hospital with no name.
St. Eligius. Careful, that's hot.
Trying to get the hell away from that name, that image. The corporation spent millions on medical equipment, ad campaigns, the artificial heart program. Even with all our efforts, we're still not competitive with Bernheimer or Boston General.
You want to be competitive or you want to help patients?
Come on. You sound like Donald Westfall.
Donald's a good man.
After Wendell Collins fired him, I offered to go to bat, get Westfall his job back. You know what he did? He stood right there, dropped his pants, and said, "Kiss my ass."
You're kidding.
Guess that's the way he wants to be remembered.
Donald mooned you. I love it.
It was pretty damn juvenile.
Well, I don't know what happened between the two of you, but the thought of Donald Westfall's bottoms.
I have rounds.
John, lighten up. Where's your sense of humor?
Enjoy yourself.
Dance 10 looks 3, and I'm still on unemployment. Dance for my own enjoyment. That ain't it, kid. That ain't it, kid. Dance 10 looks 3 is like to die. Who's at the theater and call.
Daniel, please fix that before I lose my mind.
I didn't know compact disc would skip. Shall I find you another selection?
No. Nothing can make chemotherapy bearable today.
You look much better than you did at your last checkup.
There's no color in my cheeks. My eyes are dull, and what was left of my hair finally fell out. But I suppose the upside is I won't have to bleach anymore. So, why aren't you sharing a chair? Our chemo cycles usually coincide.
I've made a personal choice. I'm going to forego any more treatment.
Simple as that.
I'm 75. My life expectancy, with or without treatment, is short.
I'm 43. I've aged 30 years and 8 months. Looked in the mirror this morning and saw my grandmother.
As your physician, I can tell you, it's the chemotherapy that's been keeping you alive.
And it's the only thing that will prolong my life?
So far, the best proven method.
You quit.
Your lymphoma is hardly comparable to my liver cancer.
And so, maybe it's time to explore other treatments. Apricot pits, coffee enemas in Tijuana. Do something, Daniel. Or I'll find a less competent doctor who will.
What's all this?
Just punch in the key code, 5972. Supposed to keep the riffraff out of the doctors on call. Doesn't work so good, though.
Locks on the doors, security cameras places down the river stand out.
You could be. The whole pregnancy test came up 2 oranges and a lemon. Besides, I think I'm feeling better already.
Yeah, but HPTs aren't always accurate. And you've probably got morning sickness.
Oh,
You should have done a beta subunit HCG last week.
if I am the P word, no way.
Now, why are you so convinced you're not?
I make Victor condomize, and I've got the best rhythm on the block. Of course, there was that evening Emmanuel was on cable.
And you know how easy it is to get pregnant, even when you're using birth control.
Let's skip the lectures, all right, and change the subject. How's the Caribbean with Elliot's cousin?
Beyond my wildest parochial dreams.
Oh, guess. No tan. Didn't spend much time on the beach. Ow!
Oh, Mark, John Gideon is asking me to compile last month's department's figures. I need yours.
Yeah. I'll get them when I'm good and ready. Ehrlich, Wade, I want complete data on Henry Spooner and the artificial heart on my desk by the end of the day.
You'll get it when we're good and ready.
End of the day. Helen, how are you feeling?
Ooh, quarters in the jukebox and life's a song. Oof, elevators always scare the breath right out of me.
When I was a kid, I used to wonder if the cable broke, could I jump up at just the last minute before hitting and not get hurt?
Hate to scare you, ladies, but if the cable snapped and the safety brake failed, gravity caused the elevator to accelerate at 9.81 meters per second squared. And of course, while you're falling, you're not only gaining momentum, but traveling the same speed as the elevator.
In other words, it would be our last ride.
Right side is you're already at the hospital.
Victor,
Dr. Fiskus, how's tricks?
tricks and practical jokes are out of my repertoire. At least around here. Played a little prank on my boss, cost me 4 weeks suspension.
Consider it a well-deserved vacation.
Wasn't really a vacation.
Dad quotes Brandeis on the subject. I can do a year's work in 11 months, but I can't do it in 12. Consequently, Bovino Sons Movers takes off the snowy month of January. She says so right here. Our boys don't get plowed.
Spending your free time at St. Eligius?
Elective surgery with Dr. Bart.
Problems with your penile implant?
Well, heck no, that's working like a champ. Dr. Barton's reconstructing my foreskin.
So while I'm standing here working at the nurse's station, that camera is going to be peering down on me.
Every move you make, every breath you take, they'll be watching you.
Like the police.
Victor, I've been looking for you.
Ooh, how you feeling?
Better, but I think we should have a talk.
Logan.
Have patience to see.
Hold up a minute.
Wait!
Busy, babe, I'll stop back. Take a peek at Mr. Bradley's chest film.
Nodule lower left lung.
You sure?
Yep.
Approximately 18 months ago, Victor Bovine was diagnosed with a malignant lesion. Oh, Nancy, good. Cancel Mr. Bacon's cystoscopy. Consequently, Mr. Bovine's bladder was removed, rendering him impotent. Later, I implanted the penile prosthesis, restoring sexual function. Hello, Victor.
Hi, Doc.
Mr. Bovine has decided to undergo a relatively unheard-of procedure, foreskin reconstruction.
Always felt I had a lack of feeling, like wearing a boxing glove or a mitten.
I'm afraid I can't relate.
The tip of the circumcised penis has about 15 to 20 cell layers, like your arm. The uncircumcised penis has only a single cell layer. Therefore, the overall sensation is increased.
Most people think I'm coconuts, but thanks to Dr. Barton, I'll soon have matters wrapped up again.
Are you all right, Dr. Axelrod?
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, it's just that I always believed that the penis should be left alone. Except for recreational use, I mean.
Hi, Wayne. How's your father?
He's dead.
He is? I'm terribly sorry.
Nice going, Helen.
How was I supposed to know?
I told you myself.
You did? I must have forgotten.
I remember what it was like when my father died. Nothing anyone can say to help, really.
Ah, Dr. Logan, Dr. Logan, Dr. Logan. Your alter ego's a popular guy.
That reminds me, Mr. Murray from 4319 told me to give Dr. Logan these courtside tickets to next week's Celtic game.
Oh, basketball? I don't.
But I do, thanks.
What did the Cambridge New School phone?
Look under time of call.
They mention anything about another interview?
Nada.
That means Pete was rejected.
So your son doesn't get the Nobel before first grade.
That must be some mistake. I gotta straighten this out.
Mr. and Mrs. Milliken, Mr. and Mrs. Mike Milliken, Nurses Station 4 East.
In there. I'm pregnant.
Yes. And the first day of your last period makes you 5 weeks along.
I'm with child.
Yes. Are you sure? Ring the gong.
Oh my
It's about time we slip out of your things, please.
That's not the reason I've come here.
You promised me a checkup every 2 weeks in lieu of chemo. And
All right.
The lab report says your white blood count's up slightly.
I had a sinus infection recently. You can be skeptical, but I'm happy, full of energy, and working.
Hold still.
Which brings me to the reason I've come.
Hold still.
I have a patient with lymphoma. I'm afraid she's going to use me as an example and get off chemo herself.
She does, and she may be dead before John Williams kicks off 4th of July at the Hatch. Breathe.
No more.
Breathe.
Elise Prager is in desperate need of an alternative for her current therapy. How about letting her participate in a KIP study? Well, how about it?
Sorry. Gideon's ordered me to limit research, not to accept any more test patients.
I promise to take full responsibility.
It doesn't mean much. You're no longer chief of services.
I wouldn't ask you this if I didn't think it was important. Thanks, Mort. You're a hell of a sport.
Anyway, I'm sorry about this morning. With the Home Office breathing down my neck about turning the hospital around, my sense of humor is lousy.
No kidding. Mark, will you join us?
I'm meeting someone. John?
So the guy's having his foreskin restored.
Do we have to talk about this at lunch?
I'm sure Victor Bovine has his reasons.
Okay, so would you go through the operation?
My rabbi wouldn't be too thrilled.
There's something weird. A bris. A moil cuts off a baby's foreskin, then everybody gathers around the buffet to slice up the smoked salmon.
Now we really have to talk.
I'm sorry, it's been nonstop patience and paperwork since this morning.
Do you want to have kids?
Right, like I have time to powder and pat. Please, one day, maybe. Right now, it's back to Craig's research.
Still waiting for Spooner's data.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm doing surgery, but Victor's working on it.
I gotta go too.
Studying through lunch make the rest of us look like slugs.
Clinical research project is due next week.
Listen, I was a jerk not to pitch in.
But now you've changed your mind?
Can I help?
Doing this on my own.
I tried.
No rest for weary PAs, huh?
Something like that.
Luther, I've been told that occasionally I utter racist remarks.
What you said about pork and Bess?
It wasn't meant as, you know how sometimes you... I'm sorry.
Sure. Want to sit down? I'm leaving anyway. Bye.
Excuse me.
Dr. Morrison, I'm with a candidate.
Yeah, sorry, but I have to talk to you.
Mrs. Price, would you and Arthur mind waiting in my outer office? I'll only be a few minutes.
Thanks. You didn't call for a follow-up interview.
There's no need.
Well, there must be some mistake. Pete's a gifted child.
He's a wonderful boy. Bright, responsive.
Well, then he should be accepted here.
We interview hundreds of children.
Well, look, are you saying that Pete doesn't stack up?
Well,
Yes, I guess that's what I'm saying. Dr. Morrison, the Cambridge New School isn't the right environment for your child.
Look, when I was a kid, I didn't have a chance to attend a school like this. I want my son to have that opportunity.
He's not ready to take advantage of our program. May never be ready. No child succeeds simply because he goes to a progressive institution.
Over the past few weeks, I have realized what it is to be considered special, confident, in control. Please. I want that for my son.
In time, your son will flourish on his own. Meanwhile, don't pressure him. Give Pete credit for who he already is.
Progress in the war on cancer has been limited and largely overstated. The national program in this country costs us about $1 billion a year. And while patient survival has improved in some areas, we still have a long way to go.
Don't have to tell me.
There are many alternative studies underway, but to be honest, some shouldn't even be sanctioned.
The drug Dr. Chegley's testing is not sponsored by the National Cancer Institute. However, the experiment is within federal guidelines.
I felt so badly after my chemo today. I had to be admitted overnight. Start me on whatever you want.
It's a serious decision, Elise. Important you hear all sides.
Nothing could make me feel worse than my present chemo.
I've reviewed your file. You're an appropriate candidate. But by agreeing to participate in this experimental program, you're agreeing to be randomized.
You will be given a medication, the exact nature of which neither you nor Dr. Chegley will know.
Who will?
Results are locked in the computer until the test period's expired.
So either I get your wonder drug or a placebo.
Not exactly. The control drug may wind up being your present form of chemo.
I'll take those odds.
I'll begin by measuring from the circumcision scar down to the tip of the penis.
You're a brave man, Mr. Bovine.
Just trying to right a wrong. I'm now measuring the same distance from the scar back up the shaft.
There's no medical need for circumcision.
Sure there is.
Name one.
Less chance of getting snagged in your zipper.
Please.
Proceeding to make an incision all the way around the shaft. Blade.
What about smegma?
Normal washing with soap and water is perfectly healthy.
The American Academy of Pediatrics, the College of Obstetrics and Gynecology, and even most doctors admit there's no need for routine circumcision of newborns.
And still it's 1, 2, 3, and they hand you your hat.
Having completed the incision, I will peel the skin forward down to the tip.
You okay, Dr. Axelrod?
Oh, yeah, sure, no problem.
Shortly, I'll make 2 horizontal incisions in the scrotal sac, into which the tip will be placed for healing purposes.
Like an ostrich with its head in the sand.
There are reasons for circumcision, Dr. Axelrod, whether aesthetic or religious. And uncircumcised men do have higher incidences of infection, herpes, and penile cancer. But we can't pull teeth to avoid cavities.
Some roots run deeper than others. I still don't get it.
This may sound strange, but part of the reason I'm having this operation is because my father isn't circumcised. Hoping this will be a way to identify.
Can't you two just go in the yard and play catch?
Have you seen my husband?
No.
Well, But isn't Dr. Logan, eighth wonder of the medical world?
Don't start, Victor. And your wife's looking for you.
Remember that consult you gave me, Mr. Bradley's chest film? Well, you were wrong with your expert diagnosis. Nodule turned out to be just a nipple shadow.
Next time, read the film yourself.
Yeah.
I will. Guess I was taking this Dr. Adam Logan ad campaign a tad too seriously.
Look, Mark, you are the only surgeon who's refused to allow nurse trainees in the operating room.
My OR isn't the place for hand-holding your pimply-faced junior angels of mercy.
Mark, that's not fair. My trainees are a very diverse group.
I work with a hand-picked team.
Well, at least allow them to observe.
The answer is still no.
I should have known that chat I had with Ellen wasn't going to change anything around here.
Meaning?
Your impending divorce has made you even harder to work with.
You talked to Ellen about our divorce?
Well, before she made up her mind, she didn't know what to do. She was upset. She stopped by.
And you obviously convinced her to bow out.
No, I argued for your marriage.
Oh, sure. You who toss men away like tripe.
Mark, honestly, I tried to convince her to hang in there, but she wouldn't hear of it.
Never listen to anyone, do you?
Huh?
Nothing. What are you doing here?
They've set a date for our decree Nisi. 2 weeks from today.
Provided that we've reached a settlement by then.
Mark. You're not going to fight me on this.
No.
You've lost weight.
15 pounds. Started working out again.
You look great. Mr. Spooner's implant.
Broken. This loose vent here caused the arterial bleeding that led to his death. Listen, about the settlement, have Norton call me. I'll get things rolling.
Thank you, Mark.
Place is dead. So's my dad. Why would I say something like that?
When you lose a parent, you act on the instinct. When my mom died, that was the only time I ever really prayed.
Yeah, I lit a yard-side candle and sat Shiva. It's funny how you fall back on the things you were raised with.
Yeah, we weren't brought up in a religious family. We didn't have any beliefs. Aside from the Westport Beach Club and Easter brunch at the Plaza.
All right, make it for this.
It's only AIDS test number 3, and already I've had enough. This is gonna go on for 10 years. Or until my ticket gets punched.
Did it take you long to get over your mother dying?
Yeah.
I don't think what happened has hit me yet.
Maybe you came back too soon.
Nah. My suspension was up. There was nothing to do in Washington Heights. My mother and Rhonda are doing okay. Here you go. Make another fist.
Which one? I'll take this little towhead. How about you?
I'm already spoken for. I'm pregnant.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I never should have walked by here.
Something wrong?
Victor doesn't know yet about the blessed event. I'm not sure he'll be too enthusiastic.
I think he'd be thrilled.
Well, he said he wants to have kids someday, maybe. And the timing's all wrong. We're newlyweds. We've got emotional adjusting to do. Victor's still mad at me for taking his side of the bed.
A couple constantly adjusting for position.
Yeah. Well, a baby can sure gum up the works.
You can't always plan children. Schedule. Waiting for the marriage to be perfect and the bank accounts to be overflowing.
But you can't convince me that some times aren't better than others. Our hours are so long, and who knows where we'll be next year after Victor finishes his residency. He's so busy today, I can't get him to stand still long enough so I can tell him I'm TG.
Lucy, do you want this baby? I think you better find your husband.
Mr. Nichols, Mr. Bill, 2122.
Eileen?
She's not here.
Drives me around the bend when she leaves her desk like this. Want to send this letter overnight mail. Where does she keep her paper?
Dr. Gideon, I quit.
What?
The publicity campaign, Dr. Adam Logan. I'm tired of pretending to be someone I'm not, living up to everybody else's expectations, so I quit.
Okay.
Here we go. I can, just like that?
Latest demographic figures show the Logan campaign hasn't been effective. Market researchers call it the warm fuzzies. Too soft.
You're dropping the ads?
Next week, the corporation's moving in a harder hitting direction. Full-blown product differentiation. You know, our infection rate's only 2%. Theirs is 5%. That kind of thing. I have no idea how to work this machine. Anyway, thanks for your participation. Morton, why don't we go into my office? Received word you enrolled another patient in your KIP experiment.
You've really got your network down.
The study's poorly designed, and I'm not impressed by the preliminary results. That's why I asked you to phase out this experiment in the first place.
Early lab results are misleading. Daniel Auslander and I, colleagues in the department, we're all convinced KIP shows great promise.
We'll never find out, because I'm canceling the research. You're fired, Morton. And be assured Daniel Auslander won't be far behind. Now pack your office and get out.
Surgery went well.
16 weeks, things should be healed, and we'll know for sure, right?
Yeah, well, I hope the pleasure's worth the pain. Dr. Barton wants to see you Tuesday to check the wound. And if no complications arise overnight, you're discharged. You're out of here tomorrow. See you, Liv.
See ya. Nice guy. Good doctor, too. Dr. Fiscus, don't feel you have to hang around keeping me company.
Actually, you're keeping me company. Last time we talked, I'd just been shot, and I couldn't see a way out of the depression. You helped me get back my sense of humor.
Like Dad and Donald O'Connor always say, make 'em laugh.
My father died.
I'm sorry. I remember when Jonas came to visit you.
Dad and I had nothing in common, And he was a carpet salesman, a conservative.
Dads are tough.
You have a great relationship with yours?
My father named the moving company Bovine and Sons and never asked me to join the business. I had to beg him. We all start out at the bottom of the ladder, don't we? Ahead of us is our parents and our grandparents, and ahead of them our great-grandparents. And we climb and climb until all of a sudden we get to the top, and there's no one between us and mortality.
What do I do?
Enjoy the view.
Maybe. I still have to find a way to make sense out of what went before me. Otherwise, what's the use going on?
Dr. Kim, we skipped a case.
Who's?
Dr. Ehrlich's.
Mine?
Victor, try to keep up. Who is that?
Okay, white, female, complaining of nausea, vomiting, fatigue. Oh, I guess this is the place. Patient also had mild abdominal fullness, and the beta subunit HCG was positive. Doesn't take the amazing Randy to predict this woman's pregnant. Hi, babe.
Where's your patient?
I don't know. You seen the woman supposed to be in that bed?
Me.
Very funny. You're pregnant. You're gonna have my baby, our baby.
I've been trying to tell you all day.
Excuse me. Let me see if I got this straight. You and I are going to have a baby.
Yes?
A baby. Oh.
Dr. Craig? Here's the data on Mr. Spooner. I'll put it on the counter.
What a fleece.
She does have a beautiful coat.
Oh, speaking of the artificial heart program, it's boondoggle. You know, it's ironic. They implanted the Craig 9000 into a sheep and a man. And even though Flash is flourishing, and Mr. Spooner died, I regret having performed both operations. I'm giving up on the artificial heart.
But
Good night, Wayne.
good night, sir.
John.
Can't stop, Daniel. I have a jet to catch to the home office.
You're making a big mistake dismissing Morton Chegley.
This isn't the time or the place.
Morton is a valuable asset to this staff.
I asked him to withdraw the KIP program. Instead, he took on another patient.
And for the first time in months, I saw a look of hope in Nellie Sprague's eyes.
That isn't the issue here. I'm aware there are people sick and desperate searching for a cancer cure. But it's just not here yet. In many cases, chemotherapy is the best answer.
Our job is to help our patients help themselves, to educate them responsibly, so that they may participate in deciding on their method of care.
Daniel, you're tired. You've lost a colleague. You're identifying with your patient.
Don't patronize me. You're an excellent administrator, yet you know little about caring for people. I've watched you. With patients, you keep a formal distance. You use your hands to make a point, but you never touch.
Don't question my methods.
You asked me to teach you about this hospital, these people. Yet you've never taken a word of my advice. To hell with this uneasy peace between us.
Hi, guys.
Wanna try?
No, thanks, Petey. I'm not very good at those kind of things. So, I hear Dr. Gideon dropped the Adam Logan campaign.
Yeah, I'm glad. I think.
Won't you miss the recognition?
Reinforcement. People believed in Logan.
Know what you mean. Being married, I was Mrs. Robert Wade, half of a team. Now I have to deal with being me.
Today I yelled at the headmaster of the Cambridge New School because didn't get in.
Who, Dad?
He really is smart. Anyways, I wanted this for Pete because I know how it feels to be always behind, always trying to catch up. And I was mad at myself for never having gotten into a med school here in the States.
Beating yourself up again.
Yeah, exactly. Especially after talking to Gideon. But then I realized, even if I'd gone to Harvard or I'd gone to Yale or who knows where, I still never would have been a Dr. Adam Logan. All I can be is the best damn darn Dr. Jack Morrison possible. And that's not bad.
All done.
Helen, have you seen my latest blood work? Never mind. Still negative for the AIDS antibody.
They're staring at me.
Who?
I don't know. Oh, where are they? No one seems to know. Odd thing about security, it makes you feel insecure.
Yeah, I look fine. Yeah, I'm wearing a new sweater. Yeah. Okay, well, I'll talk to you later. Okay. Oh, listen, will you put Dad on the line? Yeah. Hi! Yeah, fine, yeah. Listen, Dad, I want to, you were circumcised, weren't you? Hello? Hello? No, I wasn't talking to my cousin Pee-wee, so don't start bugging me again.
Why hasn't he called me? We've been back from Jumbie Bay for 2 days now.
Helen, you going down?
Talk to me. Where's Pee-wee?
How should I know? Maybe he's up to his elbows in 88.
I don't care about the auto land. Boy, if I laid myself out for him just to get hurt.
You laid yourself out for a relative of mine?
A figure of speech, Elliot.
So you and my cousin?
Oh, I'm sorry I mentioned it.
Hey, Wayne, did you know Carol and my cousin?
Shut up. Wayne, what are you doing?
The whole lobby is carpeted.
It's been that way ever since the hospital reopened. You know, I used to work for my cousin Pee-wee, which of course, you know, Carol laid herself. Oh.
Even with all the traffic that comes through, carpet still looks like new. My father used to go around to places like this with his tape measure. Get down on his knees, figure out the square footage, decide whether they should go for broadloom or the industrial map. And you know why?
Why?
I don't know why. Actually, I do. So I could be standing here looking at it. Am I making any sense?
Oh, about as much as Helen.
Yeah.
My father sold carpet to provide for me. Put me through medical school, give me a boost to a better life. He did his job, and now he's gone. Thanks, Dad. You missed the spot.
When you first diagnosed my lymphoma a year and a half ago, I fell apart.
What I said to you must have sounded like a death sentence.
You wouldn't let me quit. But Daniel, I don't know how I'll hold on much longer.
Same way you've managed so far. Come in. Cafe go to Regis. I want you to meet Elise Prager. Kathy's the hospital beautician. After your complaint this morning, I thought looking better might make you feel better.
Thank you, Daniel.
I just brought a basic color. We can change it if you decide. I think the dark color brings out your eyes. Would you like to take a look? A little foundation will even out your skin tone, and some blush will brighten up your cheeks.
A small person. This is terrific. Stupendi. How you feeling?
Okay. A little nauseated. Victor,
What, my sweet?
could you move over?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, Greeks are a festive bunch, aren't they? I called Uncle Nikos to give him the news, and before I knew what was happening... Oh, this could go on all night.
Smells like Uncle Nico started popping Aquavelva yesterday. What do we do now?
What do you mean?
We're going to be parents. We should start doing parent-type things.
Buying a crib. Warming up bottles.
Kindergarten, carpool,
Budgeting our budget.
buying our house. It's nearly 11 o'clock. Wonder when he's going to get home.
Well, you gave him the keys to the car.
Lucy, it's prom night. Give the kid a break.
The entire third grade class was invited. It's been an hour and she's still crying. You want to go up or should I?
All I know is Roxanne Fletcher is never again getting invited to one of our birthday parties.
Okay, I'll go.
Isn't it amazing? 35 seconds and still not a peep out of that child.
Most perfect child in the whole world.
Takes after
You.